tonight I'm going to talk about specialisation, narrowing down, niching down and focusing on one thing. So I've got notes here, which is why I keep looking, but I'm going to try and talk out the top of my head as much as possible because I think that's just better. But yeah, there's this natural human tendency for sure towards specialising and focusing in on one thing, but I think a large part of it is also explained by capitalism. So the division of labour in a capitalist society is driven by the need for productivity and profits. So basically it's more productive for the capitalist for each worker to be really good at what they do. So that means that people become increasingly specialised so they can become increasingly productive and profitable. So there are for sure some benefits to specialisation for its own sake, for the individual, for the specialist themselves, like just developing really deep knowledge and good skills at something, which can have loads of benefits. But taken too far, I think that there can be lots of trade-offs and that you start missing out on the benefits of having a wider focus, wider interests, and just doing more things. So, of course, because we have work that takes up so much time for most people, that they end up doing pretty much one thing. So that just leaves our leisure for doing other things, which is taken up, our spare time taken up by chores, by admin, by needing to sleep and rest and have fun and just be mindless. So when you take all that, you don't really have much time for cultivating other interests. So I decided to start a YouTube channel. I used to make talking YouTube videos when I had a hyper-focus special interest on autism, and I was so interested in it I just wanted to talk about it online and share about it as much as I could. Those YouTube videos stopped when I lost my interest in autism, which has been the pattern for how my interests are. From about my late teens, early 20s until my early 30s, I had a series of mono-tropic single interests, one after the other, not more than one at the same time, and they would last anything from 1 to 4 years and then kind of fade and be replaced by the next one. And yeah, that I had for about a decade, and then in my early 30s it kind of stopped, and so for the past 2-3 years I haven't had that special interest or hyperfocus, which for an autistic person is I guess it's out of the norm. I haven't had that hyperfocus for a while, and I kind of feel like I don't want to have it again, so I'm kind of pleased with how things are now. Obviously I can't control the future, and maybe it would be sad to never have a special interest hyperfocus again, but I think it would be better to have it for like a few months and maybe a bit less intensely than I have in the past, because it was really intense in the past. And now I have, because all of my special interests decreased in how interesting I found them, but they didn't go away. So all of them are still kind of in my life and my brain, but just at a much less intense level. So they kind of take the form of a more mild to medium interest, general interest, maybe how most people, non-autistic people, experience most of their interests. And I like this because whilst I'm not gaining more in-depth specialist knowledge about any one thing anymore, which has its downsides, I think I prefer having a broader range of things to dip in and out of, and also to tie together. I feel like I'm tapping into different parts of my brain, like the whole breadth of my interests, my whole potential, and just feel more well-rounded. Having said that, I do have a focus that rises above the rest, and that is art. But then I reflected on that and I was like, that's not necessarily out of choice. I wouldn't say that I like art more than my other interests. I mean, maybe a little bit more, but not to a obvious and large extent. The reason I have to make more of a focus is because of living in a capitalist society where I need/want to make income from doing that. So I need to focus more of my time and energy on that. Having said that, art is kind of cool because it's a medium of expression for potentially a lot of different things. So I can draw on a lot of different things as themes or subject matter and express that through art. So it's kind of something that draws a lot of different things together. So if you're interested to know what I will be sharing about on my social media, my YouTube channel, my Instagram and Facebook posts, I made a little diagram kind of illustrating the different interests I've had in the past, how they connect, how one led to the other. And yeah, I mean, it's very focused on me and what I like, but maybe you'd be interested to try doing something like that for yourself, to see how you can kind of broaden things and tie them together, make connections and just learn in different areas. Yeah, I'm gonna post that somewhere. I'll post it on Instagram, Facebook, and yeah, check it out. Let me know what you think about these ideas. Do you think society is forcing us to specialise and focus more than we otherwise would, or is it more like a natural human tendency, lots of positives? Yeah, I mean, I'm excited to be drawing lots of different things and see how that goes. And of course there's drawbacks, there's risks, because there's lots of advice to kind of focus on one thing, specialise, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna teach people this. This is the reason people come to me, I can get better and better at it. But in my experience, I will get bored of that. Maybe it's a slightly ADHD trait that I have, even though I'm not sure whether I have fully ADHD, but it's commonly linked to autism. And now I'm rambling, so I will see you next time. Bye guys!